The White House. Most people know what it looks like on the outside, but how about the inside? In this video, I want to show you each floor and what the different rooms are used for. That's coming up. Let's make sure we're all on the same page here. The White House is located in Washington, D.C., which is on the east coast of the United States of America. So here's Virginia, and here's Maryland, and here's Washington, D.C. The White House is located here. The White House is home to the President of the United States of America. When you think of the White House, you probably picture a view like this. But if we zoom out a little bit, you'll see that there's a lot more to it. You can separate the building into three different parts: the residence, the West Wing, and the East Wing. Let's start with the East Wing. There's 2 stories here which have many different rooms and offices. The second floor is usually occupied by the First Lady and her staff. This is the guest entrance to the White House. When there are events or social gatherings, the visitors will enter here. Here's the lobby. We don't know for sure what these other rooms are used for, but it's neat to see what the floor layout looks like. This is the garden room and the East Colonnade. This is the family theater. It's mostly used to watch movies, but occasionally it's used for the president to rehearse his speeches. Once we get through the visitors' foyer, then we enter the main part of the White House known as the residence. This is the north portico, and this is the south portico. The residence has 4 floors plus the sub-basement. Let's start at the very bottom. The sub-basement consists of storage, laundry, and mechanical rooms to run the White House. It even has bathrooms down here. This part is called the basement mezzanine. It's not quite as tall as a full floor. You'll find similar rooms down here as well. This is the ground floor, which connects to the East Wing and the West Wing. First, let's point out the restrooms. That's always a good thing to know. This is the center hall, which connects most of the rooms. Here's the Vermeil room and the China room. A lot of fancy things are stored in these 2 rooms. The diplomatic reception room, this is where the foreign ambassadors enter the White House. This is the map room. Sometimes TV interviews happen here. We got some doctors' offices to keep the president healthy, and housekeepers' offices here. This is the library, the curator's office, that's kind of like the White House historian, the Secret Service, and the kitchen. This is the flower shop, the carpenter shop, and the bowling alley. That's right, there's a bowling alley in the White House. The bowling alley is actually right underneath the steps for the north portico. These steps lead right into the first floor of the White House residence. A lot of action happens here. This is the East Room. A lot of social gatherings and performances happen here. The Green Room, Blue Room, and Red Room. Yes, the rooms are colored that way as well. Here's the Cross Hall and the Entrance Hall. This is the Grand Staircase. This is where the President and the First Lady can make their grand entrance. The State Dining Room is where a large amount of guests can be fed. The smaller Family Dining Room is located here. The Usher's Room is located here so that guests can check in when they enter the White House. The second floor is known as the Family Residence. This floor is where the President and his family live during their time at the White House. These rooms have been rearranged and used in different ways over the last 200 years. Traditionally, this has been known as the President's bedroom. The top of the Grand Staircase is here, and there's another dining room and a kitchen on this level too. The third floor is another place to get lost. It's usually the place where the President and his family can relax. This is the solarium, also called the sunroom. It has some beautiful views looking out over Washington, D.C. The area here and here is called the promenade, another favorite of the third floor. The final section of the White House is called the West Wing. This is where the President and his staff have their offices. From this view, you can see that it has 2 stories, but if we come over here, you can see there's another floor. This is the ground floor. Let's start here. This is the foyer and the lobby. I imagine you have to be pretty important to walk through these doors. Lots of other rooms and offices down here. Notice this large room for the Secret Service. This room is called the Situation Room. From right here, the President can command the armed forces anywhere in the world. The first floor of the West Wing connects to the residence. Once we go through the Palm Room, we have the West Colonnade, which is actually outside, the press corps offices, which is where the reporters have some cramped office space, the press briefing room. This is one of the more famous rooms you'll see on TV and in the movies. Several decades ago, you would have found a swimming pool in this space. Here's the cabinet room. Lots of meetings happen here. Of course, we can't forget the Oval Office. The president spends most of his time here. Other rooms here house more of the president's staff. And this is the main entrance to the West Wing. The West Wing also has a second floor. There's a lot more offices up here for other people who assist and help the president. Hey everyone, I'm Jared Owen, and if you want to see what I'm working on next, head on over to my Patreon page. I post things there that you won't find here on YouTube. As for this video, there was so much information that I just couldn't cover everything. I'm thinking of making a second video about the White House. Any suggestions for what I should include? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thanks for your support, and I'll see you next time.